Also, this is just a tutorial on how to animate a sprite sheet. This will hopefully get you kind of thinking about how you can use loop cycles to speed up your animation process. So we're going to jump into Photoshop to start, and we're just going to call it Sprite, and we're going to make it a full HD resolution, so 1920 by 1080. Click create. Once you've got that, jump into a browser and look up Sprite sheet. Go into images, change your size to large so that you don't get a pixelated output, and then have a look on here for something that's got about, let's say, 6 to 10 drawings, because this will be what your animation is. I'm going to save this image to my desktop as Sprite. I'm then gonna jump into Photoshop. I'm gonna press Command I, import an image, and find that sprite, like that. Cool. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna use the marquee tool to separate this single image into 8 different frames, and we're going to save them onto new layers. So we're going to want to select the sprite sheet layer, use the marquee tool, Command C to copy, and paste that on layer 1. Then we're going to make a new layer, and we'll complete this process for all of these individual frames. So once you've done that, delete those 2 original layers, so the background and the sprite layer, and you should get it looking something like that, and then check all your layers. So if you turn off layer 1, that's going to be first frame, second frame, third, fourth. Okay, you'll see that I've got nothing on layer 5, so I'm going to delete that, and that would mean that the order of these needs to change. So I'm just going to go through and rename these files now. So that's going to be 6. Once you've got your layers looking good like that, we're then going to save this Photoshop document, because you can import a Photoshop document into After Effects. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop, and I'm just going to call it Sprite. Click OK. Then you're all good to close Photoshop. Then right click on this Photoshop file and open with Adobe After Effects. Cool. Once we get here, you're going to want to retain the layer sizes and leave them as editable layer styles. If that window pops up, just close it, and you'll see that you can open up your sprite composition by double clicking on it there. Cool. The next thing you're going to want to do is you are going to want to change the composition duration. So because this is 8 frames, I would probably make it only 1 second long. We can leave the background color as black for now. Cool. Now what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to get all of these frames into the center of the composition. So you can do that by dragging them like this. Or you can do it by shift selecting, finding a position. So we'll go 905 by 590. Tab. And then they'll all be in the same position. Cool, you're then going to want to select all your layers, drag them, and hold them for about 2 frames. Shift select, move, Command A to select all, keyframe assist, sequence layers, overlap. There we go. And you should get a nice little loop like we've got here. So I'm going to change my composition duration to be 16 frames, and then we should be all good for that 1 second duration. Obviously, depending on what image you chose, that's going to affect yours. So if we hold all of these for 2 frames, do keyframe assist again. We do have, oh, they're going backwards. Okay, so that needs to go at the front. Oops. And now if we press Command A, sequence layers, it should work. Okay, I'm just going to do this manually. There we go. So now if I hit spacebar to play, you'll see we get this nice little loop cycle using a sprite sheet. So in terms of your marks, right, obviously you wouldn't do as well using a resource like this, but it does help to show you that if you put time and detail into a few drawings, you can make a nice smooth animation like this. Cool, I hope this was helpful, and I hope there wasn't too many hiccups. Thanks for watching.